What's up, everyone? Today we're going to be working on the Plymouth Satellite, and we've had a crazy trip just to put 4 tires on the ground. But in order for us to put it and make it right, this really was the most undertaking I've ever taken on a unibody car, bar none. This thing has been crazy, but I think the result will speak for itself once the paint's on it and the engine's in it and we get to take her down the road. But today was a milestone for the build. We got this thing, it was sagging on one side. Here's some clips of just the crazy that we had to go and to overcome just so that we could have all 4 tires. And just look at that, guys. So sit back, enjoy. I really hope you enjoy this video because this is truly a milestone, guys. We got to get the paint on it, the engine in it, floor pan, and do a burnout. Oh, I love this. All right. If there's a difficult way of doing it, I'll do it that way. Because why not? Who needs sanity? That's so overrated. All right, guys, so our next thing we need to do is get the frame rail married to the inner fender. If you can't see, I've already drilled out a whole bunch of holes that we're going to use to plug weld. Unfortunately, the spot welder won't work in my garage yet, so we will eventually get that to that point. So just real easy plug welds. We're going to go ahead and up above, you can see where we already drilled the holes for the bracketry. Once those are all welded in, we'll take those bolts back out and just plug weld the holes that are there. I just want to make sure everything's lined up where it needs to be. And after that, we'll get on to the next part, which we have some serious goals today. So let's go ahead, just get to work. And just like that, guys, I shouldn't say just like that. That was pretty rough. That was pretty hard, I got to say. The biggest part that really was holding up the build, the frame rail and this inner fender, it's replaced. I do have to still sandblast the plate, put it on there. I did paint it and put an undercoating on here on the outside as well, so that it's all nice and protected. And it'll make more sense why I did this when we actually go ahead and do the rest of the paint job. So now that this is done, we got to get this thing on all fours. That's right. I did finally get a set of tires. Currently, the wheels are down at Grand Premiere. When we get them back, hopefully today, we'll have this on all fours. So let's go ahead, throw the suspension back on this side the same way we did the other side, and we're gonna be able to see this on some seriously nice set of wheels. This is gonna be great. You know that moment in a build where everything seems to be fighting you, and eventually you get over the little peak and it's all like smooth sailing? I feel like we just reached that point, guys. The frame rail's in. We're about to have it on all four tires. It's just a matter of sorting out the brakes next, and of course putting the engine in. So let's stop talking, get back to it. All right, guys, so I just got word that the tires are ready. So, of course, we're gonna run over to Grand Premiere, pick those wheels and tires up, bring them back, and get ready to slap them on. But before we can do so, this side needs to be finished. I can't find the bolt that holds the strut to the lower control arm. So I did find one that's the right diameter, not the right length. So I need to go get one that's the right length, right diameter, and nut, bolt, washers, and all that. Put it all back together and slap the tires on. Oh, and of course we have to upgrade the rear suspension as well. So enough talk, I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, I can't show you yet, but I did just go get those tires. They're sitting behind there, but I want to surprise you for at the end of this video. But I also got myself bolts so we can start putting this together. Now, I got two different sizes because you never know, how everything goes together. It's better to have two than, having to go back. So what I'll do is whatever I don't use, throw it in my bin of, 3/8 bolts. So this was coarse thread 3/8. Nothing super simple or super crazy. It is super simple. That's what I meant. And all we're gonna do is line them up, pop it in there, and kind of get an idea of what we want to use. I did get myself a lock nut, or a lock bolt rather, lock washer. That's the word I was looking for. So we're gonna go ahead, slide that on there, push it through like so, put herself a washer on there, and that's why, if you can't tell, she's a little, here, I'll bring you over here. So it's too short. I don't think, you would really need a washer, but I like putting washers on things. So we'll go ahead, pop that out of there. We will get the larger bolt. Now, of course, these are right from my hardware store. These, you're gonna be really worried about shear strength, not see, that is crazy big compared. So that's the problem with the hardware store. They kind of go from extremes, but you're looking at shear strength, not your tensile strength. So you don't need 8s, 10s, or anything like that. Just a bolt to do the job. Man. What I'll do is I'm gonna go ahead, get this tightened down, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off a little bit. I really don't like the overhang on this, but it is what it is. We have the tools to remedy it, and we'll make sure we do that. Not tonight though, because the babies are asleep and I don't want the grinders and stuff going. Let a sleeping baby lie. So, okay, let me go put this together, and next update I'll stop and give you guys a bit of a chat. Well guys, today is another hot day. It feels like I can start swimming, it's so humid, but I don't care. We're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Today we're gonna have all 4 tires on the ground, and with how far this car has come, I know it doesn't seem like a lot has happened, but we have a replaced torsion cross member. We have the driver's side inner fender frame rail replaced. We have an engine ready to go into it. We're going to work on the transmission shortly. Fuel lines are, fuel lines, brake lines, and guys, we're almost there. Oh, and floor pan. We can't Flintstone this. We got to make sure that this thing uses horsepower, not foot power. Now, it's just going to be such a victory to see this thing with nice tires and wheels. And I don't know, let's enough talk. Let's go ahead, replace these rear struts and put the rear tires on it, and at least see the rears, in all of its glory. So let's get to it. So pneumatic tools are going to be a friend on this. The benefit in my mind of pneumatic tools is you have that impact pulling the bolt off at the same time. Instead of just using a breaker bar, I find you're more likely to break the bolt, or in this case, the stud going through the setup using a breaker bar than you are going to be using a pneumatic tool. So pneumatic tool is your friend. Also, look at that. You can't see the outside of it yet, but yes. Eventually we'll have these wheels powder coated and everything, but for right now, they are what they are, and I think they look pretty cool, and they'll tie into the paint job just perfectly. So anyways, so shortly we'll unveil them. Now, while we're down here, we're going to go ahead and cut this exhaust out. We're not going to reuse it. I have issues with how it lays out. Even if you push forward, like someone was suggesting, it's getting pushed forward, there's no way that engine's going to push it and have it clear this right here. This is where it is. It doesn't move. So yeah, it's a good way to get exhaust fumes in your car. Not a fan. We'll tear that out and we'll use a different way of getting exhaust fumes into your car. Anyways, we'll go ahead and I'm going to put a breaker bar on this side, and that's just going to be to hold it, and then the other side we'll use the pneumatic tool, and then we'll just knock this out, put the new ones in. John, these things are pretty nasty. If you want a set, I will more than happy buy you a new set and send them down. You've helped me out on this channel more than once, more than twice, more times than I could probably count. So consider it a thank you. If you want air ride on that car, and I think it would be super cool to have a set of air ride on there, let me know, and I will be more than happy to buy you a set of what I got and send them down your way. Now, let's go ahead, finish taking this apart. And for right now, I'm going to go ahead and run them off the same air pneumatic setup as it is, but eventually I would like to upgrade it so that it goes in through the rear of the fender well or into the trunk space, and that will allow me to fill the air up from the inside of the car and do it 2 different sides, so that as you take off, it allows it to plant better and grab better. So there's a nice video from Uncle Tony's Garage I will put on here so you can see what I'm talking about. Because we're already down here, I figured what the heck, takes a couple extra seconds. Let's go ahead and just split it. So we put the new hardware in, and I had to run to the, what do you call it, the Advanced Auto right quick and get myself one of the little valve stems. So now we have 2 valve stems, one there, and we can both of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop it on the rear 2 tires, and unfortunately the front tires aren't going to be here until tomorrow, so there's a little bit of delay, but it's to be expected with this type of stuff. So it is what it is, and just making you guys wait just that little extra longer. Sorry. All right guys, let's go ahead and drop this on all 4 and at least get it level with the same amount of pressure in both units. So I've decided to do a different format, and you probably have already seen the tires now, so let's go ahead and just marvel at what we've accomplished. Look at this thing. Look at the stance. So I need to fix the airline a little bit better on the driver's side, so I'll work on that tomorrow. It is hot today though, so I think I'm all set. We did get a lot done though. I'm so excited. Just look at the stance, guys. She's gonna be aggressive. And it's gonna go with the paint scheme that we're going with, because the whole engine, we're gonna go through the entire car. Paint will hopefully get some nice day or a couple days for prep and paint and everything, but look at that, guys. We still need the fronts, like I said, but I think I'm gonna open the video with all of the I think they look cool. Now, if I would be completely honest, I do like 15s, but I actually think these 14s look really cool on this car. I like how much wheel well you have there. It's just, I don't know, like all my other cars are that, oh, this looks great. I can't wait for it to be painted and just have full aggression out of this thing. All right, guys, let's cut until tomorrow and we get the wheels in. This is awesome. This is big doings, guys. This is big doings. Oh, nothing puts a grin on your face other than, you know, just making huge progress. Awesome. Very awesome. Brakes, fuel line, engine, floor pan, reupholster that seat. If I could get a couple bucket seats for this thing, that'd be cool too, but we're gonna work with what we got. We gotta curb this budget. This is great though. Oh man, I think this will look great as a I don't want to call it a rat rod because it's still going to have effort put into it. It's not mix match, you know, it doesn't have a million different brand parts. It's still a Mopar. It's just going to be, we'll call it a rot row Shaggy. This is great. Oh my god, let's go get those wheels. Oh, I wish they were here today. All right, enough talking. I'll see you tomorrow. This would be hard to do with the fuel tank in it, but I ran the air lines in the trunk supports. Pro tip, tucks it away nicely. Well guys, today we've made some serious strides. And I know it may seem like it's a trivial thing to some that we have wheels and tires on the ground, but you have to think the road to get to this point was paved with a lot of welding. And in order for us to make sure that this thing was done right and we were going to be, you know, safe driving down the road, it took time. It took a lot of time, guys. And I think it was well worth it. You have to think that the stance of the car is going to change once we put the engine and transmission in it. It's going to squat more, which will just complete the kind of the wedge or the sweep that we're looking for. And just look at that, guys. Absolutely gorgeous, guys. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's take a quick walk around, shall we? Now, I'm going to take a couple seconds and let you guys know that YouTube actually approached me for the membership program. So if you guys are interested in the membership program, the information's down below. Just, you get some pretty cool things like, what's the word I'm looking for? What are those whippersnappers calling it these days? Emojis or emoticons? Oh man, I love these tires. I wanted to make sure I had the white raised lettering. It's just, oh. But yeah, if you're interested, no pressure, just an option for you guys. I absolutely love this thing, guys. We have a little bit of work to get the headlights to set proper. I'm not going to be replacing the grille or anything. We're going to, like I said in previous videos, we are going to embrace the twistedness of the whole build progress. And we really did bring this thing back from the grave. So let's embrace it. This is going to be my rot rod. Not rat rod, rot rod. Rut row. Rut row, it's the rat rod. Or, you know what I mean. Man, guys, I'm just going to leave you on this beautiful view. Just remember, keep her shiny side up, and God bless.